Hey everybody, welcome to CastorsCorner.com. I'm your host Khalil, here with our live toy of the day. And this one, well, it came out of the blue. We really didn't see it coming in a lot of different ways. We knew that there would be Shang-Chi Marvel Legends figures coming. We knew that. We knew they would be coming sometime this year. We thought maybe they'd get pushed back because the movie got pushed back a little bit, but we weren't sure when. And so when they announced, actually they didn't really announce, when they announced the AI version of Tony and when they announced Civil Warrior, we didn't know where they were going to fit. We thought it was going to be an Avengers wave. And because they did it through either the Fan First Friday or one of the Hasbro YouTube events, we didn't get the usual art that we get that kind of gives the hints as to where it's going to fall, because the Marvel Legends packaging tends to share some similarities. Yellows mean X-Men, blues or the bright blues mean the darker blues, the royal blues mean Avengers, the brighter blues mean Fantastic Four, the reds mean Spider-Man or something. So we can kind of tell that. But we didn't know where those figures are going to fall. So we did those the last 2 days, and we're going to look at the Shang-Chi movie figures tomorrow. But I thought I'd take some time and wrap up the comic book figures tonight with the Build-A-Figure, which is Mr. Hyde. This big monster of a figure is both a surprise to many fans and also just amazing. When the waves leak online because retailers have to put in their orders and somebody gets a hold of those and somebody like Rectangular leaks out what the list is, we know what the figures are. The thing is, they're coded, and the Build-A-Figure is usually the last thing that we get to know, and usually announced at one of Hasbro's events. And so nobody knew who was going to be in the Shang-Chi wave. And then all of a sudden the Civil Warrior figure popped up at Target's 2 weeks ago, and we got to look at the packaging, and we found out it was Mr. Hyde. Now, Hyde here definitely has new pieces to him. He shares the base body of the Kingpin for sure, but he probably is closer in look. I just want to see. They are actually, he's quite a bit bigger. I don't know if you can see that size difference there. Base body of Kingpin for sure. But he definitely uses parts from the Incredible Hulk or Joe Fixit from a wave. We did a review on the Joe Fixit wave a little while ago, the Game Reverse wave, and so he's a little bit taller. He shares the spat kind of shoes with the Hulk with Joe Fixit. I really like the bowler hat. It's very, very, of the time of when Jekyll and Hyde was written. It has that very older look for him. And I looked up a little more on Mr. Hyde because I didn't know much about him. For some reason, I pictured him as a Daredevil villain, but he wasn't. He was more of an Avengers villain, and Hulk and that world. And so, which makes sense. And he appeared in a form on the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. show. He's Daisy Johnson's or Quake's father in both, in the comics and here in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. So, yeah, I like getting comic book villains. I think we are at a point in the Marvel Legends line, and I've said this before on podcasts and stuff, where the A-list is gone. Like, we'll get an Iron Man in a wave. We'll get a version of a Captain America, maybe a new version of Spider-Man. We'll get stuff like that in waves here and there. But the big heavy hitters are kind of gone, that a lot of people want. And we've even gone through the B-list in a lot of ways. I know people out there are probably screaming, saying, no. All these other characters have to be made first. But we're at the point where we're running through Z with the Legends line. We saw that with the Bring On the Bad Guys wave. I think I don't know if it's called the Bring On the Bad Guys wave. It used to be way back when. And so, the Hood you know, a character I've been wanting for a really long time, but wasn't really in the cards to get. So when they start pulling these kind of characters, I think what it really does is it enriches the line of Marvel Legends. We want all the comic book characters. We want more of a classic look, and Hyde's look has changed throughout the years. So I like the idea that he's a little more Victorian, I guess that's the right word. Victorian in look, with the bow tie and the bowler hat and the overcoat, and the fancy shoes. I think it really, really fits the idea of the character. And I'm excited to be able to pose him out and put him in different displays at some point. He'll probably live up there for a little while. But he's got the furry hands for sure. He's got the crazy eyes. You can see full gallery of this on castorscorner.com. Close-ups of everything and size comparison. I think what's really interesting with the face is they've layered it, which I don't know. So when we look at Kingpin, I'm just going to pop his head off real quick. It's a solid piece of plastic molded and then painted, which is great. I mean, this is one of my favorite, and we'll do a review of him later and why he's great. But with this one right here, I do believe the eyes and the mouth and the teeth and everything are a separate piece, and you can see it. It really stood out to me here, where it's kind of like, let's see if we can get it, an inset inside of it. And I think that that's really cool because it adds a little more depth and reality to the figure. So I thought that was a really nice touch, design wise, to add to the figure. He comes with a cane, of course. What great Victorian character does not come with a cane of some kind? And he can hold it as a weapon, or of course he can hold it as a walking stick, as it should be. Let's see if I can get it positioned so he can stand there with his cane all proper. I really have to say, just because he's an off the wall, off the beaten path character, I really do think that he might be one of the best Build-A-Figures of the year. And that's saying a lot considering what we've gotten so far. And I have lost track of what we've gotten because I've bought so many Marvel Legends, and I'm backlogged a little bit, but the Tri-Sentinel was good. Joe Fix-It was kind of last year. Yeah, I kind of lost track. I really have lost track. Let's see if they're on my... The Apocalypse back there is really good. Who else are we waiting for? I don't think we have any Legends on tap right now. So I think he stands out as one of the best Build-A-Figures just because of the design and throwing the curveball and being different than the normal figure. So tomorrow, starting tomorrow at Target, you can purchase these. They are in the back room. Please be nice to the people, but please also make sure that you don't go home empty-handed. They are showing up currently at Walmart. They are not street dated at Walmart. They do ring through. You will get stopped at the register at Target, theoretically, until tomorrow morning. In addition to this wave, there's also a Katie figure and MODOK are also street dated for tomorrow at Targets. Katie is Aquafina's character in Shang-Chi, and she is exclusive to Target, so you will have to go to Target to get her tomorrow, and I will be there bright and early, 8 a.m. with Bill to get our Katie and MODOKs for sure. And yeah, I think this is a really solid wave. It is not like the oh my god wave that Age of Apocalypse was for me last year, but it is one of those waves where you feel like it is building the larger Marvel universe, and I think that that's one of the best things about the whole line as a whole. We're building a universe with the movies and independent of the movies, and I think that is one of the things that is different from Legends as every other line. So thank you guys for watching. You can follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Please subscribe down below. The more of you that subscribe, the more fun stuff we get to do, and we get to share that fun stuff with you. So we really hope that that comes across in the excitement that we have about doing all this stuff. Go to castorscorner.com for a close-up look at Mr. Hyde here, as well as AI Tony and Civil Warrior, and tomorrow we'll be looking at the rest of the Shang-Chi wave, the movie figures. We might break it up a little bit. We have the Star Wars retros, and we've got some great podcasts this week with our friend Jay Hernandez on the Cornercast podcast, which is on Apple Podcasts. Coming up, we have our friends from Total Toy Recon. We have our new friend, Vincent from Vasco Toys, and we have another guest that I am waiting to announce until everything is set and it's in the can. But we've got some great podcasts, so go subscribe there too. Again, thank you all for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow with more Marvel Legends.